If I have to choose between my IKEA cabinets and my grow tent, it'll probably be the... Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be comparing my IKEA cabinets with the grow tent. I've had the IKEA cabinet for a while and then I've recently added a grow tent. So if you're deciding which one to get, if you can only have one, I hope this video can be helpful for you. I'm using both and I want to share all my experience. All right, so let's start with my IKEA cabinet. Well, I have two IKEA cabinets. I used to have three, but I sold the other one. So I have the Rudsta wide and the Millsbo tall. I used to have a Rudsta tall, but I sold that one. So now I only have two IKEA cabinets. So the Millsbo tall is obviously the one taller and the one next to it's the Rudsta wide. As far as price, pretty affordable, especially if you can find them used, and bonus if you can find one already assembled, even if you're building one from scratch. So if you want to buy it brand new right now, IKEA, right now the Rudsta wide is about $130. And then the Millsbo tall is around $230, so $100 more. Buying the cabinet alone isn't that bad. Like I said, you can get them used and already assembled, which is gonna save you a lot of time and a lot of money. So when you buy your IKEA cabinets, you're still gonna have to do some modification for it to become a greenhouse. Of course, you're gonna have to seal, you're gonna have to drill a hole, you're gonna have to buy certain accessories for it to become a IKEA greenhouse. Accessories that you need for an IKEA greenhouse, obviously you need your cabinet. You're gonna need some type of shelvings depending on what cabinet you use. The Rudsta cabinets, they have a metal backing, so any metal shelf that you can buy off Amazon, it should work with the Rudsta tall. The Rudsta wide. The Millsbo is not magnetic, so you're gonna have to come up with some type of shelvings. Most common people use are these custom acrylic shelves that you can buy. They're not that cheap, to be honest. The acrylic shelves, they're pretty expensive, especially if you buy a whole set. I think like one shelf for a Rudsta wide will cost you about $70-$80, and that's just for like one shelf. But they do look good. They works pretty good, so I think it's pretty worth it. If you're investing in an IKEA cabinet, I think it's worth it. You will need your lights. Lights can be affordable. You can buy some Barina T5s that you can add on the shelves, and also you need some just small USB fans. So let's break down the cost for one cabinet. So let's use my Rudsta wide, for example. So a Rudsta cabinet, it'll cost you about $130. The acrylic shelves will cost you like $70-$80. AC Infinity fans, I believe they're like $15-$20. And I have a couple of magnetic spice racks, and they're like about $20 off Amazon. The T5s you can buy like in sets of like 8 grow lights, so it'll cost you about like $60 for that set. So all in all, you're looking at around $300 for a IKEA cabinet, and I didn't include like the tools or materials to like drill holes or anything. Okay, what's working with the IKEA cabinets? I think first it just looks great. It's a display cabinet, it just fit aesthetically in my place. So that's the number one thing. The Rudsta is probably my favorite cabinet. It just looks sleek and it just looks modern, and it's just definitely my favorite. It's probably what I'm gonna keep if I have to get rid of my other cabinet, the Millsbo tall. What's really good about a cabinet is how easy access to access your plants. So like it's right there, it's open. You just have to open the doors, and you can easily access your plants. Since it's all glass, you can see your plants all the time. So however, I find that humidity is less consistent compared to the grow tent. Also temperature, I feel like the cabinets tend to be affected by temperature if it gets hot or it gets colder in the room. If it's really hot, the inside of the cabinet also tends to get hot. And same thing during winter when it's cold, I noticed the temperature is also a little colder. Also, it's just not a lot of space. They will outgrow the cabinets like super fast. So it's very limited space for IKEA cabinets. The space always seems to be issue with IKEA cabinets. Your plants will always grow your cabinets like super fast. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're getting a IKEA cabinet. All right, moving on to my grow tent. My current setup, the 4x4 AC Infinity. I have a AC Infinity humidifier. I have two big AC Infinity fans and one small USB fans at the bottom. And then I have the metal shelvings, and I have two of my Mother Life grow lights, and then a bunch of Brina T5s in between the shelf. All right, so cost breakdown. So the tent, it's around $180 or $190, and then the humidifier is $70. The lights, I have two Mother Life grow lights in there just because I already have them. I think my plants are getting a little too much light, so I might remove those. And I think my T5s will probably just work. The lights, let's say $60. And then I have two of the fans. They're $50 each or $100. The two metal shelves that I have, they're, I think it's like $50 and $30. So we're looking around $500. Right off the bat, it's way more expensive, but I think of it as an investment, to be honest. It's more expensive upfront, but I feel like in the long run, it's a better investment than just having a IKEA cabinet. What's working so far with the grow tent? First, my plants are really loving the tent. My plants are a lot happier in the grow tent. Plants are definitely growing faster. They're rooting faster. The humidity and the temperature in there is like super stable. My humidifier, it's probably the best humidifier I've ever used. It's automatic, so it comes with a sensor. So when it drops below a certain percent of humidity, you can program it yourself. So when it drops below that, I'll start misting water. The two fans that I have in there, they're also great. They're also AC Infinity products. Wanted to make sure I have good air circulation in there because I didn't get the big air filtration system they have. So far, I don't need it. I feel like I open the tent more than once or twice a day. I just wanted to invest in like some good fans, so I got those two AC Infinity fans. And then the metal shelves, it's up to you like what you want to be your setup. I'm still playing around with my setup. I'm still not 100% sure how I want it, but right now it's not crowded, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. Okay, now I wanna compare them side by side, and I wanna break this down into 6 categories. So first one is aesthetic. So IKEA cabinets, it looks great. It's small enough, it blends in with your furniture. So I feel like aesthetically, it looks better. And the all glass display, it looks better. And the grow tent is bulky, and it's not really subtle, especially when it's closed. It's just not very subtle. So I'm gonna give this one to the IKEA cabinets. Just because they look aesthetically pleasing. All right, next is functionality. So the IKEA cabinets, I feel like you need to put in a lot of modifications. You obviously need to drill holes, you need to buy shelves, versus the grow tent. I feel like once you have everything, it's just plug and play and everything just works really good. So I'm gonna give this one to the grow tent. So I feel like functionality, it just works better. So I'm gonna give this one to the grow tent. Next is humidity control. Obviously this is very important. I have both, and the humidity stays pretty consistent in both the IKEA cabinets and the grow tent. I did notice that slightly lower with the IKEA cabinets, but maybe just because I don't use humidifier in there, and I think it's because I open it way more than I open the grow tent. But the grow tent, it tends to be in the high 90s all the time. So it's definitely keeping the humidity locked in. It has better humidity in the grow tent. So this one goes to the AC Infinity grow tent. It's just very stable, very consistent humidity. It just works really good. So this goes to the AC Infinity Grow Tent. Next is size and flexibility. So the IKEA cabinet, very small. It's very limited space, very limited. And then the grow tent is, I have a 4x4. It's not even like the biggest, and it's just plenty of space for plants to grow. So this one definitely goes to the AC Infinity Grow Tent. All right, next is maintenance. The IKEA cabinets, depending how you have your plants in there. So I don't necessarily use trays or drip trays for my plants. So it gets dirty all the time. I don't use pots in there just because it's heavy. So it tends to get really dirty fast. I feel like it's a lot harder to clean, and also just because it's metal, there's like a small chance that of rust, so you gotta be careful too when you're dealing with IKEA cabinets. Definitely have some in both of my cabinets, and then the glass too, so you gotta make sure you're always cleaning the glass. So it's just definitely some maintenance. The grow tent so far has been spotless. I find it easier to clean. I'm using some trays in each shelves, and I'm using drip trays for my plants. I only had this tent for a little over a month. So far it's easy to maintain. I think just because it's easy access. Like I had a spill one time, and I was able to just go in and like vacuum. Most of the time the cabinets, like you just have to manually wipe it. Some Windex, and yeah. So I think it's a lot harder to maintain and clean the cabinets versus the grow tent. So this one definitely goes to the grow tent. Okay, last one is affordability. So we did a cost breakdown. The Red Silhouette's about $300, and then the grow tent costs about $500, more or less. Yes, you're gonna spend less with the IKEA cabinets, but I feel like it's a better investment when you get a bigger grow tent, just because you're gonna have more space in the long run versus the IKEA cabinets. I feel like you're gonna run out of space like sooner than later. So I think the cost for the grow tent versus the IKEA cabinet, $500 for a much bigger grow tent to like a smaller IKEA cabinet. I think I would give this one to the grow tent just because I think it's a better investment. And it's just, once you have everything set up, it's just ready to go. It's just a better choice in my opinion. So which one's right for you? IKEA cabinets, great for aesthetic, better for smaller collections. Grow tent, if you have way more plants, if you're taking care of tropicals, high humidity loving plants, definitely grow tent. The cabinet works well too. In my personal experience, the grow tent it's just 1,000 times better than the humidity you get from the IKEA cabinet. The meter, I can kind of see it's slightly higher. When you open the grow tent, when you go in there, it just feels tropical. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like warm and humid. I can tell my plants is definitely loving the grow tent. Like if you only have a few plants and you like seeing your plants all the time, the IKEA cabinet is a great option. I do love the look of it. I still have them here displayed. That's the reason why I have them, is because when you first walk into my plant room, that's kind of one of the first things you see is this wall. So I like displaying my plants like that. But if you're looking for an investment, if you know you're gonna be having more plants in the future, I think the grow tent is probably your best bet. If I have to choose between my IKEA cabinets and my grow tent, it'll probably be the grow tent. Just because I noticed the difference. I noticed how my plants are really loving the grow tent. I was against the grow tent for the longest time. Like I didn't want to get a grow tent. I was avoiding and getting a grow tent. So I finally decided on a 4x4 because it was perfect. It perfectly fit into the closet space that is here. It's not sticking out like a lot, especially when it's closed. It just looks so bulky, like it doesn't blend in with everything else. I hope you guys find this video helpful. This video is not meant to just say one is better than the other. It's always gonna depend on you, on your space, and your whatever you're growing. Obviously, I have both of them. I like having both. It's not like one is better than the other, but it just really depends on your needs and your plant needs. So I hope I help a little bit in your decision making of which one to get, or just get both, just like me. In a perfect world, I would keep my IKEA cabinets for display just like that, and I would have a 10 by 10 grow tent somewhere here that's like not sticking out. That would be the ideal, that would be the best. But in the meantime, this is what's working for me. I know I'm gonna run out of space eventually. That's always gonna be the problem. It's never gonna change. That's all for me today. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys enjoy that. If you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments below and I will try to answer them. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a follow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.